Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Swampscott, of all places, for this Massachusetts semifinal state 14-year-old Babe Ruth tournament. A big tip of the hat to Gino Crusto and his crew that got this field in great shape after all the rain and allowed this game to be played here in Swampscott. It's Lynn, the home team, undefeated at 5-0. Medford, the visiting. We're just getting started. Ali Giogas is on first base. The first pitch of the game, he got hit on the helmet. So we were a little bit late getting started because it was hard to find the place. For my camera people, who are here doing another great job. So Medford has a runner at first with nobody out for Joe Durazio. Swing and a miss. The winner of this goes to the Mass final, one game away from the regionals. Lynn trying to stay perfect. The runner takes off, the ball's fouled off. Lynn played here last night and had a big come from behind. They were down 3-0. They came back and won the game. Let's see if they send the runner again. Levy De Silva, who's on the mound for Lynn, steps off. Alex Lara is the catcher. Hit deep by the center fielder. Galva got to it quickly, held it to a single. The runner at first had a hold to see if it would be caught. So hit batsman and a base hit. Puts two on with nobody out for Coleman O'Neill, the third baseman. That Durazio going the other way, left-hander going into left center field. Rivers had a pretty good year in the GBL. They were undefeated. High and tight for a ball. They lost to English in the Cup tournament, but they went through the league undefeated. So 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the first. That one goes to the backstop. Everybody's going to move up. So Medford looking on the board first, second and third, nobody out. The count going O'Neill's way. Pitching from the stretch. Line to short. They'll make the play to first for the out. Paul gets away at third, but not far enough for anybody to go. The runner moved up, the run scores. O'Neill is out 6-3. For the first out, he gets an RBI. Figueroa made the long throw over to first. So a runner at third with one out and a run in. And Josh Stover, the first baseman, will be the hitter. Still pitching from the stretch. Now he steps off again. In for a strike. We don't have a scoreboard. The one here is up over our heads, so we can't see it. So the umpire, I think he's saying strike, but then coming with the right arm a little bit later. Fouled at home plate. So De Silva gets ahead of Stover, the first baseman from Medford. Hit in the right field for a base hit. Stover was behind in the count, and he got a good pitch and drilled it in the right field. So the first two hitters for Medford score. Still one out with a runner at first. Justin Marino, the second baseman, is the hitter. Hit foul. That almost came to me. That was about 8 or 10 feet to my left. I'm not sure what they just did. I don't know if they called interference. I don't know if they called interference on that swing by the catcher. I didn't see the call. But the hitter, Marino, was at first base, and the runner moves over to second, Stover. So now there's 2 on with 1 out. Medford getting out very quickly here in the top of the first. Pitching wide for a ball. Ryan Torello, the center fielder, is the hitter. So I followed that foul ball because it almost came in my lap. When I turned around, the runner was going to first base. Hit foul, out of play. The only thing I can think of is they called interference on the catcher. In for a strike. That's strike 3. Second out of the inning. The extra hitter, Ryan Slode. I know I'm not pronouncing that correctly. In for a strike. Slode is the extra hitter for Medford. Quickly 2 strikes. I'm looking up at blue skies and clouds. When I left my house, it started to rain. I said, here we go again. By the time I got here, it stopped and the blue skies came out, the clouds came out. Just got a piece of that and fouled it off. Slode is the 7th hitter in the inning for Medford. Didn't miss by much. The 2 runners take off and steal. So that takes away the force on a ground ball. Second and third now with 2 outs. Hit the second base. Jaden Driscoll gets it over to Avery. Lynn is finally out of the inning, but not before Medford gives their pitcher, Tyler Nelson, before he throws a pitch, a 2-run lead. 2 runs in the inning. Three hits. No walks, a strikeout. The hit batsman hurt because the hit batsman leading off the inning came around to score. So as I mentioned, before Tyler Nelson throws a pitch, he's leading 2-0. So left-hander on the mound. Lynn will have Levy DeSilva, the pitcher, leading off. Alex Lara, catcher, batting second. Josh Doney, the right fielder, hits third. Batting cleanup is the third baseman, Matt Lewis. Shane Newhall, the extra hitter, hits number 5. Christian Figueroa will play short and hit 6th. Richie Avery, the first baseman, hits number 7. Batting 8th and playing left field, Andy Barris. The center fielder, Gilmer Galva, will hit number 9. And picking up the tail end of the batting order, batting 10th, is Jaden Driscoll, the second baseman. And if this is your first time watching us, first of all, where have you been? Secondly, you heard correct. They bat 10. They don't have to. They can bat the usual 9, but they can bat 10 if they choose. The extra hitter is just that, an extra hitter, not hitting for anybody. So Nelson has to lose a little bit of those jitters that he might have pitching in a state semifinal, as he's got a 2-0 lead. Leon Elwell, the coach, is coaching third, and Rich Avery is the first base coach for Lynn. So Levy De Silva, the pitcher, will try to get things started for Lynn. In for a strike. In for a strike. I can now hear the umpire saying, strike 1, before he puts that right hand up. Low and outside for a ball, 1-1. Held up, but it was in anyway, and now it's 1-2. Low for a ball, evens the count. Hit solidly to short. Great play by the first baseman. Josh Stover did a split at first base. He wound up laying on the turf, but he kept his foot on the bag and dug that throw out. That's a very nice play by the first baseman, Stover. Looked like that ball might be thrown away in the dirt. Stover kept it alive for the second out. Josh Doney, the right fielder, takes it for a strike. Down and away for a ball. Started swing, held up. Pitch was inside. They checked with the base umpire. I said, nope, didn't swing. So it's 2-1. Hit foul. And we got our first deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Medford leading 2-0. Hit in the air, bounces it behind the shortstop. Doney has a 2-out single. The first hit for Lynn, first base runner. Matt Lewis, the third baseman, will be the hitter. Let's see if they try to get Doney in scoring position at second base. The worst that could happen is you'll have the cleanup hitter leading off the second inning. A little tougher for Lynn to get off the base because it's a left-handed pitcher. High for a ball. Tony only getting a short lead. Hit foul to the backstop. Even count, 1-1. Hit up the middle. Second baseman to the shortstop. Just a quick turn by Marino. Over to Dyer. Knocks Doney down at second base, 4-6 for the third out. So Lynn gets a 2-out hit. But can't do any more than that. We played an inning. Medford leading Lynn 2-0. Eight, 9, and 10 for Medford as we start the second inning. Jack Dyer, the shortstop. In for a strike. Dyer, Aiden White, Tyler Nelson, the pitcher. The three hitters here in the top of the second inning. Medford leading it 2-0. Way up and in for a ball. In for a strike. It's been a great year for the Lynn Babe Ruth. The 13s are undefeated. They're on the road because they were the third undefeated team in their bracket. So they're on the road. I don't know if they're playing Norwood or one of those teams. Hit off the third baseman's glove into short left field. They take the turn. So for the second inning in a row, Medford has the leadoff hitter on. This with a base hit. The other one was a hit batsman. Aiden White, the left fielder, will be the hitter. A little bit easier for Medford to get a lead off first base with the right-handed pitcher. In for a strike. The runner takes off. He got a great jump. He's in with a stolen base. He got a great jump. Alex Lauer did the best he could, but he had no chance throwing him out. He was way off the bag before the pitch was halfway to home plate. So a runner in scoring position with nobody out for Medford. Low for a ball. Spinning, trying to keep the runner at second close. They've already stolen third in that first inning. Hit foul. Way over in the background here at Swampscott is the Swampscott Little Leaguers. Hit to short. Nice pick at first base. Good pick at first base by Richie Avery. Again, the throw in the dirt. They're going to, base umpire's going to check with the plate umpire. They get together and they call him out. Nice play by Avery at first base. That looked like it was going to go by him, probably score a run. The runner did go to third, so Medford has another runner at third with only one out. The pitcher, Tyler Nelson, can help himself. Nelson throws left, bats left. Missing down and away. Medford trying to add to their 2-0 lead here in the top of the second. In for the strike. 1-1 the count. Pitching down and in. 2-1. Top of the order. Ali Giogas. Nice stop by Lara on the pitch in the dirt. Off the catcher, the runner will score. Nelson draws a walk. Medford has another run. And Nelson is the runner at first with one out. Ali Giogas. First pitch of the game, he got hit on the helmet. And he came around to score the first run. Down and in for a ball. In for a strike. Nice stop by Lara on a pitch in the dirt. Keeps the runner at first. Silva trying to keep the runner close. Nelson, the pitcher, getting a pretty good lead. Getting a very good lead. They had him, he was going, they had him picked off, and they threw the ball away. He was definitely going. They had the right play on, they threw it over, and De Silva threw the ball to the home plate side of first base, away from Avery. And Nelson winds up at second base. They had him dead to right. Missing low for a ball. Swing and a miss. Saw the pitch he liked, got his money's worth, and swung right through it. Hit foul to the backstop. De Silva getting reset. Good pitch. He knew it too. I think he thought that might be going to break outside and went dead center. Two away. Now we're going to trip out to the mound. Leon Elwell. Joe Durazio, the catcher, hit a shot to left center field that Galva almost made a great running catch on. He got to it quickly, held it to a single, but after the hit batsman, that started the two-run inning for Medford. So now he's up with a runner in scoring position at second base. He scored the second run. So the number 1, 2 hitters have scored the 2 runs. Now the leadoff hitter in this inning scored the run. Swing and a miss. They got everybody else swung over. The left field is way over in left center field. Center field is almost straight away. Pops it up. De Silva, the pitcher, calls everybody off. Makes the play. But Medford gets another run in the inning. And can lightning strike twice? Lynn was behind 3-0 last night. Came back and won. They're hoping they can do the same. Medford gets another run. 3-0 Medford as we move into the bottom of the second inning. 5, 6, and 7. Shea Newhall, the leadoff hitter. Nephew of Jeff Newhall, the outstanding athletic director at St. Mary's. Newhall is the extra hitter. Low for a ball. Newhall, the extra hitter. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop. Richie Avery, the first baseman. Missed inside. The noise you hear is the Lynn dugout trying to get something started. Hit in the center field for a base hit. So Lynn gets the leadoff hitter on their second hit. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, will be the hitter. Again, only a short lead at first with the left-handed pitcher. Got that little leg kick, freezes the runners before they make sure he throws it, then gets a little jump off first base, but they're not getting very far off the bag. That helps the pitcher also with ground balls. If they don't get that far off the base, ground balls make it a little easier for the force at second. They throw the ball over and they throw it away. Newhall is going to get up and go. So Medford moves Newhall over. The pitcher Nelson throws it away. Pitching wide for a ball. That first inning, I said interference on the catcher. That used to be a base hit. They used to score that as a hit. And then they said, what do we do if that's the only hit in the game? We can't have a no-hitter spoil big interference by the catcher. So they called it, they returned it to be an error on the catcher. And that's ball 4. So that allows Lynn to bring the tying run. Now he started He threw the bat away, walking to first base for ball 4, and the umpire said, no, it's ball 3. So, excuse me, I was about to say Lynn would bring the tying run to home plate. Hit foul off his foot. Hit foul out of play. Up and away. Now he draws the walk. And now Lynn will bring the tying run to home plate, and that brings a trip out to the mound. We mentioned Medford 4-1, Lynn 5-0. All that goes by the boards because this is win, you move on, lose, you're done. Get ready for whatever it is you do in school September because it's right around the corner. We're coming close to the end of July. We're well past the halfway mark of July. We have maybe 3 or 4 weeks before football practice starts to pop up around Lynn Classical, Lynn English, Lynn Tech, St. Mary's. Kip. And we only have about 6 weeks before we have the Lynn City Soccer Tournament once again. Wide for a ball. Richie Avery. Every time he hits, I mention the same thing. He's a 14-year-old. He was the starting first baseman for the Tech varsity. In for a strike. But Figueroa can get a little further off the base at first because the first baseman, Stover, is squeezed up a couple of steps in front of first base. I don't know if he thought Avery might bunt. He wasn't that close. Now he moves back. And he plays behind the base runner because there's a runner at second, so he can't steal, but they'd like to keep him close. Nice stop by the catcher, Durazio. That was ticketed for the backstop. So hitting the walk will put 2 on with nobody out here in the bottom of the second. Hit foul by Avery. Hit foul again. Avery hanging around, making Nelson throw some pitches. So we'll do it again to Avery with Andy Burris, the left fielder, on deck. Fouls off again. Who's going to blink first? Figueroa can get way off the bag. Stover is way behind him at first. Swing and a miss. Nelson won the battle. First strikeout for Nelson. Andy Burris, the left fielder, will be the hitter. Hit foul. They did a nice job here. This is behind the old Swampscott High School. They put this baseball field in. They put two Little League fields, one below, one up on the top of the hill. Tried to hold up and couldn't. Swung through that, and it's quickly 2 strikes. Up and away for a ball. I mentioned when we started, a tip of the hat to Gino Cresto and his crew. They did a terrific job with all the rain we've had. Jeff Rupp, the president of Babe Ruth, is a friend of Cresto's. He talked to him, and Gino got his crew down. He fixed up this field. He put the foul lines in, got everything straightened out to let Lynn Babe Ruth use this field, because Lynn Babe Ruth field is underwater from all the rain. Hit in the air over the left fielder's head. They had to hold up to see if the ball would be caught. They hold the runner at third. It's a double for Burris. Lynn gets on the board. They had to wait to see if it would be caught. That ball almost went out of here. Newell scores easily. Figueroa goes to third. Wide for a ball. So Lynn gets on the board. Cuts into that 3-0 lead. And excuse me, they didn't score a run. The runner is at third base. So it's a single for Burris. Everybody waited to see it. Runner at second should have scored easily, even after he held up. Maybe trying to tag up. The ball went over the left fielder's head, went to the fence. Should have scored easily, but he didn't, so the bases are loaded. Hit foul. This is Gilmore Galva, the center fielder, so Lynn didn't cut in. It's 3 on with 1 out. A long single for Burris. Hitting the air to left field. And he didn't tag up. I don't understand. With the base running in this, you want to tape this and show the base running and say this is not the way to run the bases. He didn't tag up on that play. And the left fielder is left-handed. He had to make the play going over, reach across his body to make the catch, then turn and throw. 14-year-olds couldn't possibly throw anybody out at home plate. So base running has cost Lynn at least 1 run, maybe more, because Figueroa probably could have gone to third on that base hit to left field. He held up at second because the runner ahead of him held up at third. And he could have scored on that fly ball. So Lynn could very easily have 2 runs in this inning. Instead, they got none. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Jaden Driscoll, the second baseman, is the hitter. In for a strike. That's ball 4. That's going to get him a run. Son. Stay there. Can't stand there. He's right in front of me. Levy De Silva is the hitter. He can help himself here. He popped up, catch him. Joe Durazio made a great play behind the plate, almost running into the backstop to catch the pop-up. In for a strike. Line shot. They're aiming at us, but they haven't got to us yet. He'd like to straighten that out. It hits him. Gets him an RBI. So after not getting a couple of runs due to tough base running, Medford gives them two with a walk and a hit batsman. Alex Lara, the catcher, grounded out, shot to first. Hit foul back out of play. From home plate down the right field line, there's not a lot of room to go chase foul balls because it goes out into the woods. Heavy set of trees lining all the way down. Trees all over the place here out in the outfield. It's a gorgeous spot. Hit up in the air behind first base. Long run, nice try. Stole over the first baseman, leaned as far as he could, got a glove on it, but couldn't hold on. It wasn't from lack of effort he didn't make that play. So Lynn tried to run themselves out of getting back in the game, and Medford put them back in it. Shot foul. He hit it well, but he got out in front, pulled it foul. That would have been interesting if it was fair. Hit foul off the backstop, beyond the backstop. So we'll do it again. All the Lynn fans who are out behind the fence in left field, all the Medford fans sitting behind next to the first base dugout, all on their pins and needles. All third strike. He looked at the pitch. That's a big out. Quite a pretty good inning, all things considered. Looked like they're going to run themselves out of an inning. Instead, Medford gets them back in with a hit batsman and a walk with the bases loaded. And Lynn eats into that lead. It's now Medford 3, Lynn 2 at the end of 2. We had a little technical difficulty. For the third inning in a row, Medford gets the leadoff hitter on. And now they get two on both hit batsmen. De Silva has hit 3. First one he hit led off the game and scored. Now 2 hit batsmen. Justin Marino was the player that reached on the catcher's error. Interference called. So Lynn gets the momentum. They close the gap to 3-2. And now De Silva hits the first two hitters. Marino was the second baseman. High for a ball. High again for a ball. High again. He'll be looking all the way at this pitch. In for a strike. He'll be very fussy with this pitch as well. Hit in the air, and they're still trying to get us. They hit it right over our heads. I don't know what we did to deserve this, but we're in their sights. So now Marino has to guard the plate. De Silva trying to come all the way back. Now he steps off trying to hold the runners. Strike three call. What a job by De Silva. He was down 3-0. Comes back and gets him. Ryan Torello, the center fielder, was called on strikes. His one trip. Tries to bunt and pushes it foul. I don't think that was a sacrifice. I think he was trying to bunt for a hit because he was moving towards first base when he was bunting the ball. He didn't just square away and bunt. Looks down to the third base coach to get another sign. Nice stop by the catcher Lava. That was a pitch in the dirt. That would have been the same as a sacrifice. That would have moved both runners up. In for strike two, 1-2. Swing and a miss. That's a big out. Two big strikeouts. Talk about a change of pace. He hits the first two batters of the inning and he strikes out the next two. Ryan Slode, the extra hitter, grounded out second and first. Leon Elwell coming out to talk to the troops. And Medford will get a chance to talk to their hitter. Larry, the catcher, is important right here. He wants to keep the ball in front of him, keep those runners at first and second. So the ground ball to the infield, you can get a play any place, third, second, or first. Coach Elwell will go back to the dugout, and De Silva will get a chance to pitch to Ryan Slodel. Or Ryan Slode, I should say, the extra hitter. Hit foul out of play. De Silva does it quite a bit, gets ready, then steps off. Gets a change of baseballs. Now we'll get set. Hit in the air to right field. Backing up. Making the play is Josh Doney. So De Silva put a little scare into his coach, Leon Elwell, as he hit the first two batters. But he strikes out the next two, gets a fly out. Medford is shut down. We'll move into the bottom of the third. Medford 3-2 over Lynn. 3, 4, and 5 for Lynn as we start the bottom of the third inning. Josh Doney got a base hit way back in the first inning. That came with 2 outs. Hits it foul out of play. We mentioned again, this is the state semifinal. The 14-year-old version. The winner will move to the state final, 1 game away from the regionals. Hit to the first baseman. Nice play by Stover. He went to his right, his glove is there because he's left-handed, but he went down, smothered it, and got to the bag quickly before Doney. Doney hit it well. Stover took it away. That's another big play by the first baseman. Matt Lewis bounced into a fielder's choice, ending the first inning. Hit foul. Wide for a ball. The umpire pushed his right arm out, but I think he was saying wide. He didn't say strike, so he was showing the pitcher that it was outside, I believe. Popped up. Pitcher, first baseman, Stover will take charge. He makes his second play in the inning. 2 quick outs in the third. Shea Newhall, who started the 2-run inning for Lynn with a base hit, scored the first run, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Popped up. Long run. Can't get there. It goes into the Lynn dugout. Good effort by O'Neill, the third baseman. So Newhall gets a life. Hit foul. Nice play by the Medford coach. One-handed pick. Gets a little congratulations from Rich Avery, the first base coach. Waves at the pitch in the dirt and gets tagged out. So after giving up the 2 runs, Nelson comes back with a 1-2-3 inning. First 1-2-3 inning by either pitcher. Lynn is down in the third, and it's still Medford 3, Lynn 2 at the end of 3. Jack Dyer, the shortstop, got a base hit Scored a run in the second inning, and that run right now is the difference. That was the third run. Put Medford up 3-0, but Lynn has come back and got 2, and there were 2 gifts for Lynn. So his run is the difference in the game. He's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Missing inside for a ball. De Silva will start his 4th inning. Hit foul out of play. And with all these trees behind first base and down the right field line, they must lose a lot of baseballs. Somebody goes back deep into those woods, they might be able to open up a sporting goods store. Hit on the ground to second base. Driscoll makes the play. I don't know if he took something off that pitch. It looked like Dye was a little bit behind it. Inside out. Driscoll makes the easy play over to Avery. 1 up, 1 down in the 4th. Aiden White, the left fielder, grounded out short to first. His ground out helped get that 3rd run home. His ground out to short moved Dyer over to 3rd, and then Dyer scored on a wild pitch. Hit the second again. Driscoll looks twice to make sure he has it. 2 plays in a row by Driscoll. 2 up, 2 down in the 4th. Tyler Nelson, the pitcher, drew a walk his first at bat. And it was his walk. Ball 4 was wide off the catcher's glove, and the runner scored from 3rd. Top of the order on deck. So this is pitcher against pitcher. In for the strike. 2-1 the count. That one goes to the backstop, and it's 3-1. In for a strike. So a big payoff pitch coming up. Hit foul. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Swing. That pitch was in the catcher's glove when he swung at that pitch. So the Silva come out in the 3rd inning, hit the first 2 batters. Didn't look good for Lynn. After that, he's retired 6 in a row, 3 of them on strikeouts. We're halfway through the ball game. Medford holding on to that skinny 3-2 lead over Lynn. 6, 7, 8 for Lynn. Christian Figueroa, the shortstop, leads it off. He walked and scored one of the runs. Down and away for a ball. Hit into left field for a base hit. So Figueroa represents the tying run here in the bottom of the 4th with nobody out. Richie Avery was a strikeout victim. So every other inning, Lynn gets the leadoff hitter on. They scored the last time. They're hoping they can score again. Weird, like he was going to bunt, took the pitch down the way for a ball. They caught him. He was going. And they got him out. They guessed right. He had a pretty good lead. They picked him off. They guessed right. He was going. Stover made a nice throw, a little bit high, but the shortstop, Dyer, was able to go up and get it and put the tag on. Swing and a miss. So that takes the tying run off the base pass. Now it's Nelson's turn to get ready and step off. Down and away for a ball. Hit the second base. Marino over to Stover. Play goes 4-3 on Avery. So 2 away. Andy Burris was the guy that hit that shot and a half to left field, over the left fielder's head. Looked like it was going to be a double, a run in, second and third. The runners didn't go. They held up. The runner from second only got to third. Burris only wound up with a single. And it wound up, Lynn came out of it decently only because Medford gave it back to him. A walk and a hit batsman with the bases loaded. Chased that pitch, it was way down in the dirt. Low for a ball. Hit foul past third base. Burris was down on one knee when he completed the swing. If that was fair, he would have had to stand up and go to first base. Low for a ball. Hit off the catcher foul. Strike three call, a little delay. So what looked promising with a leadoff single becomes a 1-2-3 inning, including the pickoff at first base. We finished 4. Medford still holding on to that skinny 1-run lead. 3-2 Medford over Lynn at the end of 4. In for a strike. Ali Giogas is the hitter. The right fielder leading off here in the 5th inning. Fishing inside, ball 2. Giogas, the right fielder, got hit by a pitch, the first pitch of the game, wound up scoring. Last time up, he was called on strikes. That was in for a strike. He scored the first run of the game. Quick third strike. Good. Had a little mustard on that pitch. He gets Giogas for the second time. Six strikeouts for De Silva. Joe Durazio singled, popped to the pitcher. He scored the second run in the first inning when Medford jumped out quickly. He's the catcher. Made a very nice play behind home plate on a pop-up. Almost ran into the backstop, making the play. Hit foul. Fishing for a ball. His single in the first inning was a shot. The runner first held up, thinking Galva might have a player at the center fielder. Galva got to it very quickly, threw it back, and held it to a single, but they still scored.
Run it out, Joe.
Hit in the air to deep center field, going back over the head. Durazzo hit that a ton. That's a long way. It's over 300 feet to the fence, and that wasn't that far away. Galva went back over the shoulder, made the catch. What a great play. That robbed Durazio of extra bases. O'Neill grounded out short the first, getting an RBI, knocking in the first run. He got hit by a pitch in the third. 2 quick strikes. Swing and a miss. So again, after hitting the first 2 hitters in the third inning to make it look ominous, after Lynn cut it to 3-2, De Silva has retired 9 in a row. 7 strikeouts. We move into the bottom half of the 5th inning. Medford still holding on to that 3-2 lead over Lynn. 9-10-1 for Lynn. Swing and a miss. Gully Galva, flat out to left field. His one trip. Missing down the way for a ball. Missing wide, 2-1. Galva looking to be a base runner to get the tying run on. Foul that pitch off, the count evens at 2. Low for a ball. Important pitch coming up. There's ball 4. Jaden Driscoll drew a walk and got an RBI. He forced in the first run with the walk. The second one came in with a hit batsman. Lynn has the tying run on. Third time they've had the leadoff hitter on base. Driscoll gets the bunt down. They don't get him. It's a base hit. Perfect bunt by Driscoll. So first and second with nobody out for Levy De Silva, the pitcher, who popped to the catcher and got hit by a pitch getting an RBI. And he's got a big chance here to help himself. First and second, nobody out. Brings a trip out to the mound to have a discussion with Tyler Nelson. It also allows Leon Elwell and Rich Avery to have a little team in a huddle over at third base with the base runners and the hitter. So Levy De Silva has a chance to get Lynn right back in the game with a base hit. I don't know if they'll bunt him along. So Lynn with a threat, trailing 3-2. I see Matt Lewis warming up in the outfield. Everybody. First baseman, full steam ahead, running to home plate. Third baseman charging. They were hoping to pick the runner off at second when he tried to sneak in behind Galva. Nelson took a lot of time. De Silva asked for time and got it at home plate. Now we kick back in. Driscoll can get a good-sized lead at first with the first baseman up. Another line shot again. They're aiming at us. They're getting closer. Low for a ball. I hope my camera people are going to save me if the line drive comes this way. Shot and a half. He got way out in front of it. Hit that deep into the woods behind us. He would love to straighten those two shots out he just hit. And they hit him. They had him 2 strikes. Second time they've hit De Silva. And the bases are loaded with nobody out, and we're going to get a new pitcher, I believe. The new pitcher will be Ali Tiogas, the right fielder. The extra hitter, Brian Slode, will go into right field. I don't know if that means Nelson is going to be the extra hitter. We'll find out if and when he comes to bat. So Lynn with a threat. 3 on. A walk, a perfect bunt, and a hit batsman. Chase, that pitch, it was over his head, almost like he was chopping wood. So right now, Nelson goes 4 innings, gives up 2 runs that were earned, 5 hits, 2 walks, 3 hit batsmen, struck out 4. He's responsible for the 3 runners on. Solid off the shortstop. Can't find it. It's going to be a base hit. Solid shot by Lara. Bases are still loaded, except now it's a tie game. That run is charged to Nelson. Doney has got a base hit and hit a hard shot to Stover, the first baseman, for an out. Hit in the right field for a base hit. 2-run score. Doney gets a big base hit. This was started by the 9th and 10th hitters. Those 2 runs are charged to Nelson, makes it 4 runs earned, and he's still responsible for the runner at second base. Matt Lewis reached center fielder's choice, or hit into a fielder's choice, the 3rd out in the 1st inning. Popped to the first baseman. So Doney comes up big, he gets his 2nd hit, knocks in 2. And the 3-run inning pushes the lead in the other direction. It's now Lynn up by 1. And they still have 1st and 2nd and nobody out. Hit in the left center field, over the left center fielder's head. Doney held up to see if it would be caught, but the runner from second will score. Lewis with a base hit and an RBI. Lara comes in to score. Still 1st and 2nd with nobody out. Shea Newell has a base hit and struck out. He's the 7th hitter in the inning. High for a ball, looked like he might be going to bunt. Looks down to Leon Elwell at 3rd for a sign. Tried to bunt. It went to the backstop, but that was because he got a piece of it, so it's a foul ball. A walk, a bunt single, a hit batsman, and then 3 straight hits. Lynn got 2 in the 2nd inning. They've doubled that here now, getting 4. And I'm not sure why the umpires are having a conversation out on the mound. Tries to bunt, fouls it off. So that takes the bunt off. Strike 3 called. Catches him looking on a pitch in the outside corner. Good pitch by Gilgis. Christian Figueroa was perfect. He walked and scored and singled. As soon as he singled, leading off the 4th inning, they picked him off. In for a strike. Ali, I'm saying Gioza, it could be Giogas. I know I'm not pronouncing it correctly. He's trying to stop the bleeding. He came in and gave up a base hit, but he came with the bases loaded, nobody out. High for a ball. Figueroa was the 8th hitter in the inning, here in the bottom of the 5th. Nice stop by the catcher, Durazio. That one in the dirt. That keeps the runners at 1st and 2nd. Swing and a miss. Out in front of that pitch a little bit. And that's ball 4. So the bases are juiced again. Richie Avery is struck out and grounded out second and first. They shorten up at first and third for Medford. Nice stop again by Durazio. That was ticketed for the backstop. That would have been another run. Medford coach getting a little antsy. Started to make a move and then stopped and went back to the dugout. Swing and a miss. Avery was looking to add 4 runs on the board with that swing. Hit in the right field for a base hit. 2 runs they're going to score. Avery's going to wind up with a double. He ripped that just inside the first base bag, just inside the right field line. A big double by Avery. Second and third with 1 out. We got another trip to the mound. Lynn is teeing off here. Andy Burris, the hitter, will be the 10th hitter in the inning. They batted around. Gilly Galva, who started the inning with a walk and scored the first run, is on deck. They're going to stay with Giogas. Medford was holding on to that 3-2 lead through the 4 innings. They gave Lynn their 2 runs. Now Lynn is teeing off. In for a strike. Burris hit that shot over the left fielder's head that looked like extra bases, an RBI, second and third. The base runners didn't run. They wound up with a single. Loaded the bases. They didn't score, and after that, the fly ball to left field, they didn't score on that either. And it looked like they were going to run themselves out of an inning. And then Medford helped out, walking Driscoll and hitting to Silva with the bases loaded. That's how they got their 2 runs. So it's been a little different in this inning. 5 hits, 2 walks, and a hit batsman. They batted around. Nice play by the catcher again. That was Burris again. He was down on one knee. So 2 away. Fishing for a ball. Calva flied to left. He should have had an RBI, but they didn't run. He walked and scored the first run in this inning. We're going to get a pinch runner for Avery at second base. Hit foul. It's Ryan Emerald, the runner at second base. Foul tip off the catcher. High for a ball. Nice stop again by the catcher, Durazio. Galva draws his second walk in the inning. And that brings a trip out to the mound. We're going to get a change again. I think Georgas is going to now go to left field. I think it's the left fielder, Aiden White, who's going to be the new pitcher. Jaden Driscoll will be the first hitter that Aiden White faces. Driscoll's perfect. He walked with the bases loaded, getting an RBI. He laid down a perfect bunt his first time up in this inning. He's up for the second time in the inning. He followed the leadoff walk with the bunt, put two on. He came around to score. So he's knocked in a run and scored a run. Hits it in the left field for a base hit. He slapped it in. 2 runs are going to score. Driscoll on his way to second with a double. Gets his third RBI. So 9 and 10 coming through again. A walk and a hit. They started with a walk and a hit. De Silva fouls it off. De Silva's been up 3 times. He popped to the catcher and got hit by a pitch twice. Eight of the 10 players in the lineup for Lynn have scored in this inning. They were losing 3-2. All of a sudden, it's 10-3. Another nice start. Boy, Terrazza's done a very nice job behind home plate. Made a couple of nice plays going back for pop-ups. He's kept a lot of pitches in front of him that could have meant runs or people moving up. And you're kidding me. De Silva gets hit for the 3rd time, 2nd time in this inning. And the bases are loaded again. For Alex Lara, grounded out, struck out, and he got a base hit, knocked in a run in this inning. He's up for the 2nd time. 14 hitters in the inning. Now, they're not, I don't know, he got hit by the pitch, but they're not putting him on. Leonel was arguing the case. I don't understand why he wouldn't be at first base. I guess what they're saying is he leaned into it. The pitch was inside, and rather than back away from it, he leaned in, and was what they're saying. So instead, he gets a base hit and knocks in 2 runs. I think they'd rather take the hit batsman. Galva, Driscoll scored their 2nd runs in this inning. So they don't get the hit batsman, but they get the base hit to right field. Chopped foul. Stover knew that ball was foul. He was holding back, hoping it would go back in fair. Harry got a base hit in this inning, knocking in a run and scoring a run. Hit to left field for a base hit. The beat goes on. (12-3). If Lynn could get a run in here, the game could be over. There's 2 outs. Another nice stop by D'Orazio. To Silver at second base. If he scores, the game is over. Mercy rule. Who would have believed that? Down and away. Doney shingled. Hit a hard shot to the first baseman. Stover made a nice play and got him out. Then he got a hard shot at the right field for a base hit, knocking in 2 runs. He's 2 for 3. He scored a run and knocked in 2. Hits it in the air. It's going to go foul and out of play. It didn't go out of play. It was caught by the right fielder. I lost track of him back there. So they finally get Lynn out. 15 hitters go to the plate in the bottom of the 5th. 10 runs scored. Galva and Driscoll scored 2 runs apiece in the same inning. And all of a sudden, it's 12-3. Lynn over Medford going into the 6th inning. Four, 5, 6 for Medford as we start the 6th inning. And who would have thought that? Lynn were gifted 2 runs in the 2nd inning. They couldn't do anything other than that. And then all of a sudden, they sent 15 hitters to the plate. 10 of them score. And they're leading by 9. Hit deep to center field. Over the center fielder's head. Snow, that's a very nice play by the center fielder. Galva was over his head. He got it, made a long, strong throw. Driscoll almost put the tag on Stover coming in second base. Stover's got a double. Justin Marino is the hitter. And wouldn't you know, it's been a little bit overcast. The sun has been behind a cloud, and the sun pops out right now. And it's, when I look at home plate, I'm looking right into the sun because it's behind home plate. He couldn't wait a couple of innings. Popped up. Lewis, the third baseman, makes the call and makes the catch.
Give me a ball. Give me a ball. Give me a ball. A baseball.
Ryan Torello has been up twice, struck out twice, once called, one swinging. In for a strike. That double by Stover ended a streak of 9 in a row retired by De Silva. That was after he hit the first two batters in the third inning. Looked like that momentum that Medford gave to Lynn in that second inning, giving him 2 runs, looked like it was going to come right back and haunt him because he hit the first 2 hitters the very next inning, but then he retired the next 9. So 1 out, 1 on. De Silva slipped a little bit, stepped off the rubber, and they're calling a balk. He was on the mound. He kind of slipped and fell and turned, and they're calling a balk. It moves the runner over to third. Umpire is saying he started his windup and just looked like he slipped and fell and broke his hands. So now the runner is at third. High for a ball. I talked about Dorazio from Medford doing a nice job behind the plate. Alex Lara has also been very good there for Lynn. Didn't miss by much. Missing again. So now it's Medford who has to make a comeback. A little bigger than Lynn's deficit. There was originally 3-0. Second walk given up by De Silva. He's also hit 3. And Leon Elwell's coming out. And I think that's going to be it for De Silva. I think we're going to see Matt Lewis on the mound. And I think De Silva will move over to third base. Matt Lewis will be the new pitcher, so De Silva goes 5 1/3. Gives up 5 base hits. That double lead off this inning is the first hit since the second inning. He had retired 9 in a row before giving up that double to Stover. So 5 hits, walked 2, struck out 7. He hit 3. One of them scored. He hit the first batter of the game that scored the first run of the game. And he didn't give up a run after the second inning. Lewis will try to come in and try to nail it down. Two on, 1 out here in the 6th. Hit to left. Drifting back and making the play. Well, Sloan will get an RBI. So that balk that moved him over to third lets him score on the fly ball. Nice job by Barris going back deep, picking off that fly. So 2 outs now. High for a ball. Jack Dyer singled and scored the 3rd run of the game that gave him a 3-0 lead. He led off the second inning, came around the score, and stole a base, a ground ball, and a wild pitch. What a play. I don't think he makes that play if he's regularly at shortstop, but he went. That was Driscoll making the play. He was going over to cover second base with the runner going, and he went high in the air and speared the line drive. He would have been off the bag if the runner didn't go. That would have been a base hit. So Driscoll has done it offensively and defensively. The runner going helped put him in the right place. He still had to go high in the air to spare it. Outstanding defensive play by Driscoll. Medford gets one back, but they're down to their last 3 outs. Lynn 3 outs away from moving on to the state final. They lead it 12-4 over Medford. The sun just pops out again. Jack Dyer is the new pitcher. Terrell Benson is hitting for Lewis. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Jay Newhall, the extra hitter, singled and scored. Last 2 times he struck out. Swing and a miss. There was a swinging away from ending it in the 5th inning. And nobody would have thought that after getting only 2 runs. And again, they were gift runs. They didn't really. There was a walk and a hit past them with the bases loaded after they almost ran themselves out of an inning. Or didn't run themselves out of an inning because they didn't run. Swing and a miss. Dyer comes in and strikes out 2. They might have been thinking, Medford might have been thinking, we changed pitches, we should have probably brought in Dyer. Missing inside. Christian Figueroa is perfect. Walked, singles, walked, scored twice. High for a ball. He got one of the 2 runs when Lynn got back to within 3-2 when they hit the over with a pitch with the bases loaded. It was Figueroa walking home. So they won't have a 1-2-3 inning. Figueroa earns his 3rd walk of the game. And we're going to get a pinch runner. Cody Graciano will be the runner. Hit foul. Waves at the pitch. Avery struck out, grounded to second, and ripped a solid shot into right field for a 2 RBI double. Ball goes to the backstop. And Graciano running for Avery scored a run. They checked with the base umpire to see if he swung. They said no. He swung at that one. So Dyer comes in and strikes out the side. He gave up a walk. And through 4 innings, how many of you at home would have thought that going into the 7th inning, it would be the last 3 outs? Medford needed a huge rally as they're trailing 12-4. The 3 outs left, their tournament life on the line. Matt Lewis will try to nail it down. 12-4, Lynn over Medford with an inning left. Trey Flaherty will pinch hit for Aiden White as we start the 7th inning. Things were going Medford's way. Through 4.5 innings, they were leading 3-2, and Lynn could only muster 2 runs that Medford virtually gave them. And then all of a sudden, 15 hitters came to the plate in the 5th inning. 6 of them got base hits. A walk, a hit batsman. Up and away for a ball, 1-1. Lewis trying to finish it off here and get Levy De Silva a well-earned win. High for a ball, 2-1. Wide for a ball. I'm sure in the Medford dugout they're saying, hey, if Lynn can do it, we can do it. So Flaherty leads it with a walk. I think this is Joe McDonald. He's hitting for Nelson. High and tight for a ball. Top of the order on deck. In for a strike. Lewis, now, if you're the pitcher in the mind, you say, just throw strikes. Let them, if they hit the ball, let them hit a ball in play. Just make the outs. We don't need strikeouts. We just need outs. The runner takes off. He got a great jump. He's in easy with a stolen base. I know you're probably saying it's 12-4. Why are you stealing? And the answer to that is because they can. Hit foul, out of play. One on for Medford here in the 7th inning. Lynn with a comfortable lead, but they still need to get 3 outs. Popped up. Avery with a nice running catch in the first base coach's box for the first out. Alex Giogas was the right fielder, the pitcher, and now he's the left field. He got hit by a pitch. He hit him in the head. The first pitch of the game, came around to score the first run. He struck out the last 2 times. High for a ball. Down and in for a ball. Over his head. Who was struggling a little bit here. Walking the first hitter. Got the second hitter on a foul pop. Now he falls behind Geogas. And that hit him. Hit batsmen have been the play of the day. 4 hit batsmen by Lynn. 2 by Medford. And each team saw a hit batsman score a run. Hit the second, wobbled. Good job by Driscoll. The ground ball the second, he was going to go to second with it. He lost track of it, he bobbled it, but had presence of mind to go to first base and get the out. The out is the most important thing. So Medford down to their last out. Coleman O'Neill grounded out for an RBI, got hit by a pitch and struck out. O'Neill was the third baseman. He's now the shortstop. In for a strike. Medford down to their last out. Lynn looking to go perfect at 6-0. 1 out away. Down and away for a ball. Hit the shot. Throw to first. Figueroa makes the play over to Avery. So Lightning does strike twice. Lynn fell behind 3-0 last time, came back and won the game. They fell behind 3-0 tonight. They come back and win the game. And they stay alive. They're 6-0, and they'll move to the state final. And they'll try to figure out who and where they play and when they play. That will come later, but they'll celebrate right now. Medford get on the board in the first inning. A hit batsman, a base hit, a wild pitch. O'Neill, a ground ball for an RBI. Stover, a base hit for an RBI. It was 2-0. They added to it in the second. Dyer got a base hit, stole second, went to third, a ground ball, scored on a wild pitch. It was 3-0 Medford. Lynn in the second inning almost ran themselves out of an inning. Newhall got a base hit. Figueroa walked. After a strikeout, Burris hit a shot to left field. It would have been at least 1 run, maybe 2, a double for Burris. Instead, everybody waited to see if the ball would be caught. The runners only went to second and third. It wound up the bases loaded with 1 out. And then a fly ball to left. They didn't tag up on that either. So it looked like they were going to run themselves out or not run themselves out of a big inning. But then Medford helped out. A walk to Driscoll with the bases loaded, and a hit batsman to Silva brought in the 2 runs to make it 3-2. And then for Medford, the dreaded 5th inning, Lynn sent 15 hitters to the plate. They got 6 base hits. They got 2 hit batsmen. They got a walk. They scored 10 runs on 6 base hits. They took a 12-3 lead and put the game away. In that inning, Lara got an RBI single. Doney got a 2 RBI single. Lewis got an RBI single. Avery got a 2 RBI single. And the 9th and 10th hitters, Galva and Driscoll, in that inning, both got on twice and both scored. So 9 and 10 scored 2 runs apiece in the 5th inning. Medford got on the board in the 6th. A double by Stover. They called a balk on the pitcher when he slipped off the mound. And then after an out, a sacrifice fly to left field by Slode brought the run in to give Medford their 4th run. But and that made it 12-4 as Lynn will stay perfect at 6-0. Medford will finish a great season. And congratulations to them at 4-2. And you're going to be hearing about these 14-year-olds next year and the 15-year-olds. For Lynn, De Silva, on base 3 times. He got hit twice. The 3rd time he got hit, they brought him back and said, no, you leaned into it. It's not a hit batsman. He said, okay, then I'll single into right field and knock in 2 runs. So he was on base 3 times, scored a run, knocked in 2. Alex Lara had 2 base hits, knocked in a run, scored a run. Josh Doney had a base hit in the 1st, a base hit in the 5th, knocking in 2, scoring a run. Lewis had an RBI single, scored a run. Shea Newell had a single, scored a run. Christian Figueroa was perfect, 3 walks, a single, scored twice. Richie Avey had a rocket into right field by the first baseman for a double, knocking in 2. Barris had that long hit over the left fielder's head. There should have been at least 1, maybe 2 RBI, but they didn't help him out in the base pass. But he got that base hit. Galva had the fly ball to left. It should have been an RBI. Next 2 times up he walked. Both times he scored. Driscoll walked with the bases loaded for an RBI. Laid down a perfect bunt. Came around to score. And then got a big line shot into left field, knocking in a run and scoring a run. So he had 2 RBI. Scored twice. Was on base all 3 times. Made that great play behind second base on a line drive. And made the heads-up play in the last inning, throwing the runner out at second base. So a great team effort. De Silva went outstanding. When they made it 3-2, it looked like he put Lynn in a bind because he came out in the 3rd inning and hit the first 2 batters, but then he retired 9 in a row and got everybody out of it, got Lynn out of a sticky situation, and he was the winning pitcher. Lewis came on, gave up the 1 run, but then shut them down. And he gets the save as they win it with that big 10-run 5th inning. 15 hitters, 6 hits. They score. And give credit to the 9th and 10th hitters in the lineup for Lynn. Galva and Driscoll, they were up twice apiece in that big 5th inning. They scored both times 4 runs by the 9th and 10th hitters in that inning. And Driscoll also had an RBI. So they accounted for 5 of the 10 runs in that big 5th inning. So Lynn stays perfect at 6-0. Medford drops to 4-2. 12-4 the final score. Lynn will move on 1 game away from going to the New England Regionals. They are now in the Massachusetts final, which will be played who knows where against who knows who. But they'll take it. They'll celebrate right now. And they go home winners here from Swampscott by a score of 12-4. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.